Good morning, October 29th, 2021. A year of tremendous transition. So, I was talking to my daughter, and I love doing those talks. They're just like stream of consciousness kind of talks, things that I want to share, life stuff, and it's just nuggets. I call them nuggets, and they're just ideas that flow out of a recognition that there is it's difficult right now to see. I think the enemy of all of us, Satan himself, is trying to put a veil through an oppressive cloud of darkness to cover up our eyes, get us to feel like we're underneath a weight that we'll never get out from under, and feel like we have no hope of restoring decency and truth. But I say this so often, truth is impervious to any assault of Satan. There's nothing he can do. There's nothing any human can do with truth. Now, they can cover it up, which is what we're obviously dealing with today. We're dealing with decades and decades of cover up. There's layers, right? Every year there's another layer of an attempt to cover up something that happened 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100 years ago. Think about it. Satan is trying to cover up what happened in the Garden of Eden. He's trying to make us think that it was a fairy tale, or that God didn't create the earth and man in his image, and build the earth for man, and gave the earth to man. He's been trying to cover that up since the beginning of time. The construction of the earth and the stars and what they are. He's been covering. So cover up after cover up after cover up. In this time of humanity, in the history of humanity, is a time of disclosure. We're dealing with things that have been covered up for a very long time are rising up to the surface. Why us? Technology, the internet, knowledge, information, it's just being shared at a rapid rate. It was an unavoidable consequence of going digital with everything. The library is literally on your phone. You have access to any kind of information on your phone. You can watch anything on your phone, which is with you all the time. So your access to information is there. Now, what they're doing, the enemy, is infiltrating so-called truth community. And one of the tricks that he's pulling off right now is to go back and try to define who Jesus really was. The Masons, what did they do? They turned Solomon into their hero. Well, what was Solomon? The richest man ever to live. He built a beautiful temple. And who knows what was underneath the temple? He built the kingdom. He built water systems, toilet, running water systems. He was an inventor. He was an artist. He had the best artists in the world. Food, delicacies, coffee, wine, women from all cultures, all kinds of beautiful women. So the Masons put Solomon, who got all that from God, the creator, and they make him the hero, not Jesus. Dying on a cross, suffering at the hands of wicked men, people who build empires like the Romans and the Greeks and the Persians. So what we have today is a battle of empires. The empire that Satan has built on the earth, just choosing different dynastic people, nations, Persia. It's 4 nations really, maybe 5, right? So you have the Assyrians, you have the Babylonians, you have the Persians, Medo-Persian, then you have the Greeks, and then you have the Romans. I can't say unequivocally that I'm correct. Prior to all that, you have Edom, which is Esau's descendants. You have that system of empire building, war machine building. That's Pharaoh in Egypt and all that. We're under the war machine. It's not only military, it's information war machine. Controlling and censoring, filtering everything that's being said. I'm getting filtered. Many other people are getting filtered. We can't just proclaim what we see. They're trying to shut the mouth, what they did in the days of Israel when they were worshiping Baal. The prophets had to hide because they were being persecuted by Queen Jezebel. What's Jezebel today? It's the internet. It's a Nancy Pelosi figurehead, but she is the misinformation queen, along with the people that are connected to her. All they do is misinformation. That's all they can do, because they don't have what we have. We have the truth. As much as we have of the truth, there's things we don't know. But what we have is the certain knowledge that the current administration is illegitimate. 35% of the people now have come to realize that this election was stolen. That number is not going down. That number is coming up and up and up, and will continue to climb as more and more arrests and disclosure of election fraud is revealed. They're trying their hardest to cover it all up. News media has been given a mantra. They have no choice but to follow it. They don't want to know anything. I see nothing. I hear nothing. They don't want to know anything about the truth, but they can't stop it. It's like an unstoppable force. The truth about the medication that people are taking, that is an unstoppable force. All the countries doing the independent studies. You got all the 209 nations, right? They've all been impacted by COVID. They are doing studies. What are you going to hide this from the world? You can't. Well, what are they doing? They're losing. The bad guys are losing. They can't win the war on truth and information. Now, what they're doing is confusion. They're infiltrating the church people with some rapture nonsense that we're going to be raptured out so they don't work and do what they're supposed to do today. They've infiltrated the media that got deplatformed on YouTube and Facebook. Some of those people, they just figure it out. They know how. CIA is so good at it. They know how to spin things and then get people divided against each other. It's easy. You can start a fight easy. Bringing peace is really hard. And here's my final declaration. Life, when you want to summarize life, and you want to summarize anything you do in life, it's trial and error. Life is not about getting it right all the time. It's not about being right. It's about trying things, testing things, doing things, and then looking at the results. And then once you look at the results, you honestly assess the results. You look at yourself as a parent. You look at yourself as a spouse, and you say, am I all that I can be in this situation that I'm supposed to be? Now, if you don't know what you're supposed to be, that's a problem. But those of us who call upon the name of the Lord, who have a Bible in our possession, and have been taught what the role and function of us is as parents, and as husbands and wives, as workers, business owners, whatever, and as just humans, citizens, we know that truth is critical. Telling the truth, integrity. We define integrity, not the world. They use the word, but they don't even know what it is. They don't know what integrity is. So trial and error. So you're going to error. So think about it. What's the holding back point for people to get involved in government? The holding back point is that people are afraid to step out and say what they believe. But if they do it, then they don't have any regrets. Whatever happens, you hit your deathbed at some point, right? And there is where you look at your whole life. Did you try? Did you take a risk? Did you step out alone? You will never regret that if you're on the side of truth. So stay in that mind, or get into that mind. You will learn way more trying to hold on to truth and proclaim truth and stand for something that the most people don't get. You will get way more out of your life if you do those kinds of things. Now, here's the other beautiful part. If you do it over here, you do it in one spot, you'll do it in another spot, because you've lost fear. Fear is the only thing holding you back. Look, you got a brain, I got a brain. We all got assessment ability. We all have an ability to discern. We're human, made in the image of God. We have the ability to listen to someone talk and say, hey, that's true, that's false. The con that was perpetrated by our national, international media is being exposed right now. Mike Lindell on the 23rd of November is going to be meeting with at least 20 attorneys general around the country, showing them clear evidence of you know what. It's so clear. Now, those of us following it's like, come on, guys, get it. But we got to remember, the people who watched the news, like I last night accidentally couldn't get to the show I wanted to watch. I had to listen to Brett Baer. I mean, this guy's pretending like we got a real president. And we got real talk about an infrastructure bill and money and appropriations. And like, this is real government. This isn't real government. This is a fantasy government. This is a installed government. This is a Chinese-sponsored government. This is a foreign occupation government. This government has nothing to do with you and me, the American people. And this guy acts like he's a newscaster, and he doesn't want to know the truth. What a farce. Tons of those people. Think about how many people are living in fantasy land that will be exposed soon. Let's just hold on, guys. Life is hard. Failure is part of it. Let's keep pressing the issue of truth. God bless.